This is Gadget Stop 321. In today's video, I'm going to take a look at the few things that I've picked up this week that are related to my fountain pen hobby. The first one I'm going to take a look at is Nemosine Singularity, the fountain pen that I picked up this week. I have been looking forward to this for a while. I've been wanting to try a stub nib for quite a while now, and I was waiting for the Singularity that was supposed to come out with a marble blue finish, and it turned out it didn't happen. But they did come out with a new demonstrator in what they call the Obsidian finish. Instead of there being chrome hardware, all the hardware is black, and I think it turned out looking really sharp. And Nemosine's famous for shipping their pens with plenty of ink cartridges. I've got 6, looks like black ink cartridges. That's awesome. And let's see. Just information about the pen, fountain pen filling and cleaning instructions. This is a great starter pen. It comes with the converter. It also accepts standard international cartridges. Just really nice. Now, I have seen some poor reviews of the Singularity, but they may have had some quality control issues in the past, but we will see. I'll give this a thorough test. Now, I will say the plastic feels like a lesser quality plastic than you might see in a TWSBI or the Pilot Pereira. It definitely has a different feel. It feels more like cheap ballpoint pen plastic, but this is a much less expensive pen than a TWSBI or a Pereira. So I like the size of it. It feels really good, and the nib feels really smooth. So I'm very optimistic about this. I like the looks of this pen. And I'm a former high school physics teacher, so the fact that it's kind of geeky, the Singularity, that's just a bonus. So I picked this up, and I noticed that Goulet pens had the new Colorverse inks that people are talking about, and they had a collector's set, and I'm a sucker for collector's sets. I've got 2 sets of Arushizuku inks. I've got the Momiji, which is a pink, Konpeki, which is just an awesome light blue, and Yuyaki, which is a beautiful orange. I like these inks for grading because they're nice and pretty and vibrant. I've got another set that's got Murasaki Shikibu, which is a pale lavender, Azagao, which is it doesn't look like it here, but it's more of a royal blue. It's got some purple to it, and Chikurin, which is a pale green. And these come in 15 milliliter bottles, and they're just great for rotating through if you want to use several different colors. And that's what kind of caught my eye on these. There are 4 colors in here. Again, it's, I've come from the physics and math background. It's got a sciencey theme, Voyager. These are a limited edition inks. Limited edition. Yep. Okay. Now, this had been opened before, and I watched a Goulet Pens Right Now, the video series they're doing here lately on YouTube, and apparently these inks come from South Korea, and they were opened previously by customs, and you can see that Goulet Pens had to take them back together, but everything looks intact. And let's see. 4 little 15 ml ink bottles. Very interesting shape. Now, there's a golden record is kind of an orange color, and it appears to be a brownish orange. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. Pale blue dot is not it doesn't actually look pale blue. It's more of a really dark teal color, but we'll see. You know, that's just what it looks like when you look at it online. Jupiter flyby appears to be like a dusty, I don't know, dusty pink or beige or something like that. And interstellar space looks like a really dark, maybe sage color. I'm curious to see how these inks look when I actually put them on paper. But I like that they're 15 milliliter bottles. I'll be able to try several different colors and rotate through them. I like to change up my inks quite often. That's one of the reasons I like cartridge converter inks. They don't hold a ton of ink, but I like to change my inks out pretty frequently, so that's okay. All right, and this extra bubble wrap, I'm sure this was put in there by Goulet Pens. It looks like their bubble wrap that they use. That's nice. They put in extra bubble wrap to protect the inks during shipping. And another thing I picked up this week that I found super interesting. This I picked up from Jet Pens, Field Notes. Now, Field Notes are known for not being fountain pen friendly. In fact, here's my Field Notes that I'm currently using. And I've got a little pen test in back. Each time I ink up a pen, if I happen to think of it, I'll give it a test. And you see it tends to bleed through quite a bit. But I noticed on Jet Pens, they always, for all of their paper, they tend to show a ink test with various different inks and pencils. And it looked like this one, there wasn't any bleed through with the fountain pen or I think even with a marker. So I'm really curious about this, and check out the size. Field Notes, the traditional Field Notes, tend to feel a little bit cramped for me, so I'm really interested in this new size. Now, regular Field Notes is just one signature, staple bound, and this signature series comes in lined or plain, and they're called the signature series because each notebook, let me get it to focus, is made up of 3 signatures, and it's glue bound. So I'm curious to see how this holds up. I'm going to open it up real quick and see what the paper feels like. Maybe do a quick pen test. And I picked up one of each. These are the 2 styles they come in, lined and plain. I typically tend to use lined notebooks. I like lined. Graph is actually my favorite, but I'll use a lined notebook. But I like the color of the plain. The plain is this, it looks like almost sage green. Let's see, pull one of these out. Well, it feels like regular. It's not super smooth. It doesn't feel like Rhodia or Marlman, which tend to be my favorite papers. Let's give this a test. Right now, the pens I have inked up are, I've got my TWSBI Diamond Mini with the ink I'm using right now is Yamabudo. That is my favorite ink for grading papers. And in my Kaweco Lilliput. I'm using, I think I'm using Diatramentus Sherlock Holmes. I know I'm using a dark blue. I'm pretty sure that's the one I have in it. Okay, let's give these two a try. I like to, pretty much in all my notebooks. Oh, look, it's pre-creased so that it opens really nicely. Creased on the front so that the front cover opens without bending all weird. That's a nice touch. Okay, let's give this a try. And later when I ink up the Nemosine, I'll give it a try. The Singularity. Alright, now, I did not, oh, I have my glasses on top of my head. Let me get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Let me see. This is the TWSBI Diamond 530, which is the mini, and I'm using Iroshizuku. Let's see, Yamabudo. Okay. And no Lilliput. Okay, I should have mentioned, this was a fine nib in the TWSBI. This is a extra fine on the Kaweco. And let's see, this is Diatramentus. Sherlock Holmes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this with extra fine. Let's see what this looks like. No bleed through. I think the difference is it's not necessarily the quality of the paper, but the thickness. I can tell this paper is thicker than the regular field notes. Definitely, much thicker. So if you want to field notes that you can use fountain pens in, check out the Field Note Signature Series. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.